Title MMA's got you covered with everything you need to get into MMA like a pro. MMA masters Duke Roufus and Red Schafer take you through the basics of MMA to get you inside the sport and show you what you really need to know. But you'll also get inside secrets and techniques that can only be mastered from years in the cage. Now you can learn from the best and get ready to give it your all with top quality Title MMA products like these. Title's freestyle throwing and grappling dummy, made of incredibly durable triple ply synthetic leather that'll stand up to all the punches, kicks, jabs, takedowns, chokeholds, and ground pounding you can give it, and still come back for more. Professional Thai pads and Twins Muay Thai pads for serious competitors. Imported from Thailand, these rugged, all-leather, overstuffed pads give you the target you need to develop powerful kicking skills. The Grappling Dummy Heavy Bag, the ultimate 2-in-1 training bag, combining the realistic human form with a durable heavy bag. Give it jabs, straight shots, angle punches, hooks, uppercuts, and more to take your training to the next level. The Twins MMA Thai Shield, handcrafted in Thailand. Super shock-absorbing layered cell foam welcomes every offensive blow and strike and begs for more. Perfect for MMA, Muay Thai, and combat training. Title leather 12 and 16-pound medicine balls. Great for explosive training and endurance training. Title super plastic speed ropes. Super lightweight, but ball-bearing fast. Top-quality leather headgear from Title Boxing, Title MMA, and Twins offer you the most protection in your training routine. Title MMA Gel Pro Shin Instep Guards feature our exclusive gel-enforced lining for even greater protection and form fit. Double padding where you need it most. Twins Open Palm Wrist Strap Gloves, designed for training and competition. A full half-inch of padding over knuckles, fingers, and back of the wrist for uninhibited attack. Full leather construction with elastic thumb loop for excellent freedom of movement and security. Title Platinum Body Protector, perfect for working on body shots and lower body techniques. Use in conjunction with punch mitts to simulate actual sparring. The special layered cell foam really takes a pounding. All these and more Title MMA products will have you looking, feeling, and fighting like the warrior you need to be. Let Duke and Red teach you the tricks of the trade that'll have you winning fights in no time. Bigger, better, faster, and stronger with Title MMA. Check out these products and more at TitleMMA.com. Do it now.
Now we're going to start working on some warm-ups for our MMA class workout. Now the key is we want to work not only warming up and stretching, but some of these drills are about agility. I see a lot of athletes, they blow off getting better, not bringing their knees as high, not trying to get as explosive with their hips. Part of the training is a warm-up and stretch, but the other part of it is to get better as an athlete as you're doing it. The agility is key in MMA.
All right, guys, we're just going to do the basic MMA warm-up. We actually do it at our school. Of course, you're not warmed up yet. You don't want to, be stretching too much so we get the blood flowing. We basically start with a basic run. We get whatever your gym size is, start running in a circle. Pretty simple. So we're going to have our guys here running a circle. They're still warming up. The blood's flowing. Have them do a basic run for about a minute or so, and then we're going to have them do a few different things. Right now, rotate inside, very simple. Getting that side shuffle, very important for fighting. They're not crossing their feet, they're just getting ready. Maybe shake the hands out. They can switch it to the outside, so they're going the opposite way. Very basic stuff, of course, but this is actually sport specific. Always doing the right thing. We've got something called karaoke, where they switch their feet while they circle around. They can face inside or outside. And then you can mix it up. We all know basic stuff. We call it high knees. We'll do high knees. Make sure they get their knees up. That's the thing. You see the slackers. Get your high knees. Get them moving. We do butt kicks. And of course, you can do anything you want here. Mix and match. Every practice make a little bit different. They can do bear crawls, which everyone loves. All sorts of stuff. Crab walks. Anything they want to mix it up. So that's really just getting the blood flow. Skips, power skips, anything you can think of just to get moving, yeah.
Definitely. And sometimes if you have a longer mat, once you're warm, do some sprints as well,
Yeah.
backwards, forward.
Just getting the blood flow. Once they're warmed up, that should maybe, you know, spread that out 5-6 minutes, get the blood going. Now, we're going to do a little bit of stretching, but remember too, even now, we're not pushing the stretches, we're still kind of warming up. I like to start the head and go down. I'll start with the neck, and of course the neck is very important for grappling and Muay Thai clinch, and just, you know, any fighting, that neck's moving a lot. So I'll have them rotate, I always say in a circle to start off, and then I'll go up and down, they'll side to side, and they can even stretch it side to side this way. You know, a lot of chokes, a lot of wrestling, Thai clinch, that neck is going to get pulled a lot. If you don't warm up your neck, you're going to get injured. Then I like to progress down the body, of course. Very simple way to think of it. You don't skip anything if you move your way down. Nice arm circles, get those shoulders warmed up. You know, you can go backwards, do it for about, 30 seconds each. Of course, I like to do the in front, crossing your hands. That gets the chest and the back. So, and even here, make sure your athletes aren't just, cheating. You're not warming up if you're not getting a good stretch on that back and good stretch on that chest. All right? I like to go down the body, hit the hips. I like to do hip circles. You can see, hips are very important for all athletics, especially Jiu Jitsu, kickboxing. Get those hips warmed up. Leg kicks, everything needs those hips, especially Jiu Jitsu. You start doing some of the crazy stuff that grapplers do, you need those hips warmed up. There's other things. Don't be afraid to, add in anything you want. I progress down the knees and do some knee circles. Once again, Jiu Jitsu, you got people pulling on your legs, your arms. You need to hit every part of the body. And then I like to finish with just some basic ground stretches. You sit down, basic stuff like obviously the butterfly stretch. We've all done it in gym class over the years. Butterfly stretch, certain, touch the toes. They have all sorts of stuff they can do. The basic spread the legs, go to side. Slowly progress. Don't be afraid to change it up too. This is just your basic warm up. And even here, once they're warmed up, they're still not pushing it. They're not, stretching to increase flexibility. They're just stretching to kind of get ready for the workout.
Yes, definitely when you're doing this is the time too, is especially if you don't have a great amount of time to train, as you're stretching, you should be channeling your focus. It is a academy, a school, a lesson. You're going to have a coach showing you possibly a new technique, or you're focusing on an upcoming match. So as you're warming up, you should be getting into your zone as well. Are you just there to mess around, or are you there to get better? In my book, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. So when you get stretching, get yourself in the right frame of mind to learn the techniques, to train the techniques, to master the techniques. Higher, faster, stronger, be the best.
The basic way, to get in shape is to actually do fight, training. Push-ups, sit-ups, all that stuff is great, and we all do that, but it's actually sometimes fun to actually do sport-specific drills, all right? Just, you can mix and match. We're going to actually show it's a 5-count BJJ drill. These guys are going to perform it, and you can mix and match, do whatever you want. You can add wrestling to it, but all they're going to do is perform some basic set of moves. As they go, they're actually doing cardio while doing moves. So it's you're doing your technique. You're doing a little butterfly sweep. He's using his legs. He's actually getting cardio, doing something he's going to exactly do. He's got the overhooks. He's switching around. Now he's going to work a little armbar drill. So it's actually conditioning, sport specific, getting those hips going, getting used to that explosiveness. That energy is, this is a great way to warm up too pre-fight. You're doing your sport, and you're warming up, and you're getting your workout in. Doing some Kimuras. We've learned these moves, so you keep it, basic. You're just doing it to kind of get those muscles used to those positions. Those sit-up movements, that takes cardio. If you're tired mid-match and you see the move and you can't do it, nothing's worse than that. So you pass guard drills. You know, and this is a 5-count drill. There's 5 exercises. That's 25, you know, things. You can mix and match. Add, you know, anything you want to do here. Guard passes, top position. As long as it's a drill and you're just getting that movement down, you know, very tiring. Got to get those muscles used to it. So, sports specific. You know, as we get more and more into this, we're going to go a little more non-sport specific, but you need to do this. And of course, I think the most important thing is keep it, you know, keep your drill sport specific when you can. You know what I mean? All the push-ups in the world isn't going to get you ready for fighting. These are sport-specific things we learned in the tapes today, you know. So do those, get used to them. You know, all the push-ups in the world isn't going to get you ready to fight.
MMA striking. Now we're going to focus a little on our Muay Thai. Now, some of the most tiring weapons to actually use when we're fatigued in a fight are kicks and knees. So we're going to do a little routine. We actually just need this title shield. It's a progression drill. What we do is we progress as we go down the ladder here. We start out real easy. He starts out, this is going to be a crazy, he gets me in the tie clinch. From here, he gives 15 knees. And time. Now, from there, he shoots into 10 burpees quick. So he does his burpee, and he really shoots his hips to the floor. After he does the burpee, all right, you're good. We won't eat up the tape. This is simple stuff. He goes down to 10 knees, 10 burpees, 5 knees, 5 burpees. After that, we go back to 15 low kicks on the shield. 15, kicking as hard as he can, goes back, time, he's back down to his burpees. Back up again, he did his 10. You do 10 kicks, 5 kicks. That's one set. All right, then you rest, about a minute. We repeat 15 knees, 10 burpees, 10 knees, 10 burpees, 5 knees, 5 burpees. Then we low kick with the other leg, 15 kicks, 10 burpees, 10 kicks, 10 burpees, 5 kicks, and 10 burpees. It doesn't look that hard here, but believe it or not, this will get you in great condition, especially to go up and down. The key when we do this, when we're doing the knees, make sure you grab this shield strong, hold it, keep your chin up. He's really going to yank, and he uses that plum clinch. Yes, he drives him. And then the key on this low kick, so I grab the shield, put it right on my hip. He rolled, and I resist with my leg, and he's going to give me full power. So I really give as much resistance as possible, and kicking. And that's the key. We just don't want to kick for conditioning, just to kick away. We want to do explosive series. We want to work on, when we get tired in the fight, to let that big shot go to finish a fight. All right, getting back to more sport-specific conditioning. That's the thing. You can do all the push-ups in the world, all the sprints, but if you actually can't get conditioned playing the sport you're doing, it doesn't matter. And the sport we play is MMA. We're going to be fighting. Now, part of the fighting drill we do here is wrestling. We use a real fun drill. It's called Bowl in the Ring. Real old wrestling drill, but it's very fun. You have one of the wrestlers or fighters are in the middle, and he tries to either get the takedown to win and keep it going. The winner stays in. So if you do have a very good wrestler on your team, it's a good way of tiring him out, so eventually you guys can try and win against him. But everyone gets a fun play. A lot of people get to work. So we'll get 2 guys in. They try and work for takedowns. Great. Ethan won from title team. Now the new guy comes in. We work for takedowns. And again, we now Red staying in. And work the other thing we do is work defense. We try and do this sometimes 10 minutes straight, 15 minutes straight, and you can pick that intensity up. Now Kevin stays in. Then as we go, we work, see good sprawling, good movement. That's it. He stuffed the takedown. They're faking, moving, playing around with it, trying to definitely work that movement. And red comes in, and again, always working the different movements. They're working those head jerks, working the takedowns. And again, it's simple stuff. If you want to get better at wrestling, you got to wrestle. I know wrestling's easier for guys who come from wrestling. For athletes who aren't looking to do the wrestling, you should. Whether you're going to be great at takedowns and or if you want to defend them. And you never know. You might get, if you're a kickboxer, Muay Thai boxer, you might get rocked in a fight and you might want to take a guy down. Know all the weapons. You have to, if you're going to play a sport, fight a sport, you got to know all the weapons, so train them. Definitely that's a fun drill and it's going to get you very fit. If you do know a little about the sport, everyone knows wrestling is one of the most tiring and vigorous parts of MMA. All right, we're back here with Team Title MMA, training some more drills to get ready for fights, and definitely great for in the classroom. Now, we can use this drill for every exercise that we're going to train. We're going to use it right now for Jiu Jitsu, but you can use it for your stand-up, your Muay Thai, your boxing, your wrestling. Basically what we do, we take Ethan, he has a fight coming up. We want to get him in monster shape. So what we do is we trade a new fighter out on him every minute. So here they're going to grapple. So Kevin's going to get after it with him, really pushing the pace. They're grappling and working hard and really trying to get moving. Now what's going to happen when the minute's up, we switch. Red comes in and attacks on Ethan and we work away and we keep that pace up. So what we want to do is make Ethan get uncomfortable. Minute switches, Kevin's in. So you can use this with as many athletes as possible. Ideally, 5 different guys on one guy. It really sucks, but it gets you in great shape. Again, we can use it, switch, all right, and we attack. See, there's no mercy there. We keep going, attacking, and time. You get the picture, guys. The whole idea is to exhaust the athlete, push the pace. We want to really make them get used to someone coming after them. Again, we use it for Jiu Jitsu, we use it for wrestling, we can use it for boxing with takedowns, Muay Thai with takedowns, you can use it for straight stand-up Muay Thai, straight boxing, any way, or we can even use it with striking on the ground while we're grappling. The key is the fresh athlete always coming in on the guy who has a match coming up, wearing them out. Very sport specific. It doesn't get simpler than that. Getting in shape, doing what you do, fighting. All right, now we're going to do a very sport specific conditioning drill. It's all about the interval training. When you fight, it's not a sprint and it's not a jog. We have to go tempoed paces. So we're going to have a 2-man drill we can do with a bunch of different athletes. As long as you got a Title long heavy bag and you've got the Title ground and pound bag, we can have 2 fighters going at once for 4 rounds of conditioning, 5 minutes. What we do is set it up every 30-second interval. So real easy. The first part of this, on this side of this drill, is going to be tempo. I get in a good stance, I got my gloves on, and I'm just non-stop hitting, rotating. Notice I focus on turning my punches over and hit. The best way to use this training is our interval timer. Set it up. You get your Title interval timer and you can do wicked workouts. This 30-second timer rings, then I go to power punching as hard as I can. I'm hitting hard as I can for 30 seconds. Then what happens? The bell rings again, back to 30 seconds. We go back to what we call the tempo. Nice and easy, non-stop hitting. From here, we switch it up. The same person's hitting. Instead of the power, we go to our sprawl. So watching Red, he'll give us a perfect sprawl. So from here, he hits the sprawls for the whole 30 seconds. We pound the sprawls out for every 30 seconds. Now we repeat that. We go back to speed punching, nice and easy. Then the timer will ring again. We go back to power punching. We hit as hard as we can. Go back to speed again. Then we go back to sprawl. So every 30 seconds, it's 4 ways we go. tempo. Tempo with speed. Power punching, tempo with sprawls. That's what we do here. And the same breath over here on this bag, we've got our partner working nice and easy. They start out in mounted or side control with tempo. They're hitting non-stop, speed, speed. Then they do the same thing. For the 30 seconds, we do power. Then the 30-second timer rings again. We go back to tempo. In red, the next 30 seconds, we work on.
Instead of sprawls for the second, instead of power, we're going to do a little bit different. We call it Tito Ortiz at our gym, but the basics is instead of just ground pounding it, we're actually going to get up onto our feet and really power them out. Okay, so there's power on the ground, and then our option is power on the feet. We call it Tito Ortiz. He used to be really good at posturing up and landing against the cage. So we'll pop ourselves up. Don't let ourselves go down. And it's all power from here too. Really turning our hips in. You know, boom, boom, boom. Very powerful strikes. So it's a different version of power just to mix it up.
And if I can add, we put that bag next to the wall or cage.
Yeah.
So you can actually practice putting your head into the cage and leaning into it and hitting your opponent.
The cage is right here. I'd be right on top of the cage, throwing some very hard punches.
What we'll do is we'll give you an example quick as the guys do it. So red will be over here leading, and we switch every round. We try and do 4 rounds at 5 minutes. So the athlete on the long bag after the first round would switch to the 4 bag and vice versa. So guys, let's try it out for a second. So we'll start out with tempo striking, nice and easy. So tempo.
It's all about getting the numbers in right here. You're not trying to destroy the bag, throwing a lot of numbers.
30 seconds, power.
Don't be afraid to mix in some elbows, some leg kicks if you got the bag attached. You know, mix it up. Really hit those ones.
Tempo, speed. Sprawl and posture.
Yep.
Tempo.
And just like a fight, this is how it goes. You're not always landing power. You're not always, you know, relaxing. You're going to mix it up and down, just like a real fight.
Power bombs.
Know when to explode, know when to coast.
Tempo. Sprawl and posture.
And note, he's using good technique. He's got his posture. He's not bent over at the waist. He's using just like he would in a fight. Same way with the sprawls. Perfect technique on the sprawls. He's not just throwing his legs out. He's picturing a guy shooting at him.
Time. So that's what we want to repeat with each teammate switching. If you have a big team, you get maybe 5 of these, 5 of the ground and pound bags, and they switch out teammate to teammate. It's a great way to practice. And I might add, a lot of people are comfortable striking while they're standing, but a lot of people don't work enough bag work on the ground. Punching and striking on the ground takes a whole different fitness level than striking up here. So if you're going to be able to hit someone on the ground, practice hitting them on the ground. Makes sense. And also when you grapple at times, grapple while you can hit. Very important to understand the different ways to win a fight. Final conditioning drill here. Old school is new school these days. Everyone's going back to functional strength and trying to do as many hard workouts. Sometimes getting in shape isn't rocket science. Work hard, work fast, work strong, exhaust yourself. Learn how to fight the fatigue. So we're going to use a simple routine that we use at our gym, and I credit Ross Training for helped me in one of my last fights of my career, got me in great shape. I know Chuck Liddell uses this type of training as well. So this is a simple routine. Red, he grabs a medicine ball. We do a 5-minute round again. If you're gonna, as many minutes as you fight, you should be doing your conditioning. The first one is as hard as you can, 10 medicine ball slams. So watch the medicine ball slam. You get it up overhead. So it's the proper technique. He really puts his whole body into it. So that's the medicine ball slam. The next exercise is a burpee jump. But to really get good at your sprawls and your hips, watch how hard he hits his hips to the floor. So we do the burpee jump and hit the hips to the floor, then jump over the bag on the way back up. So he jumps over and explode over that bag. And this again is going to make you strong. You really want to explode up out of the burpees. The next exercise when you land is 10 hard push-ups. Now, up, down, old Marine Corps style. Then 20 squats, but you want to break the plane of the hips on your squat. So when you go down, you want to be able to get your butt as low as you can. Get your butt below your hip mark. You got to get down. If you don't, you're going to get bad flexibility in those hips. So what we do a two-man race. We start with Kevin over here on the medicine ball, and then Ethan starts over on the push-ups. For 5 minutes, we want to get through this routine as many times as we can. So when we go from the medicine ball slams to the jumps to the push-up and then squat. So this athlete starts here with the medicine ball slam. Then he goes to the burpees. He starts with his push-ups, goes to squats. From squats, you move over to the medicine ball. You just do a rotation. Now the key is you work as hard as you can. The harder you work, the more fit you're going to become. So we'll run these guys through one circuit. They're going to do it all once, but you want to do it as many times as you can. And now coaches, what you want to do is get these guys fired up. This is what we do in our gym. Come on, let's go, let's go. That's the key. The coach's job is to push your teammates farther than they would themselves. A lot of people, when it comes down to conditioning, think they're conditioning. Oh, I did this, I did that. Well, you do that every week. That doesn't make you better. The whole idea to fighting is you got to break barriers, get stronger. If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. You got to break barriers. If you did it 3 times, 4 times in the time, then try and do 5. You got to keep trying to get better. That's what the conditioning is. Just showing up and doing it doesn't make you in condition. Break some barriers. So we'll start the routine, real easy, and go. And they really work hard.
Yeah, part of it is having 2 people do it. It's a race, you know. As he gets better, you notice you maybe he's catching up to you. It pushes you to go harder. If it's just you, you can kind of coast, even if you're mentally tough. But you see that little rabbit, you know, coming closer and closer, you go harder.
Yeah, you don't want to get caught by your teammate.
It's embarrassing, and that's, as coaches, we'll say that. Oh, he's catching it, Ethan.
Oh,
you
he's getting after it. Here we go. Yep, that's it.
That makes you go a little harder.
There we go. Now we're pushing. That's it.
And I like to do 5 minutes, just like Coach said, to kind of get used to a fight round. Of course, you can mix and match it, add a minute, take away a minute. And don't be afraid to mix out workouts. Maybe if you got a sledgehammer, add that in, or anything you got at the gym, switch out workouts. It's all the same, you know.
Kettlebells,
anything you can think
anything.
of, yes.
Exhaust yourself.
Tire flips. A lot of MMA guys are going old school. Anything you can think of. Big tractor tires we're flipping, we're sledgehamming. You know, any of these exercises can be switched out, mixed up. You can mix up rounds, time limits, anything just to mix it up. You don't want to get used to any one specific workout.
And as well, out of gym training, we like to do hill running, team hill sprints, things like that. I mean, it's fighting. Fighting's the hardest sport on the planet in my book. You got to prepare yourself conditioning-wise and as well mentally and physically.